Well, we will be ranking all the teams based off how they did this season. So let's get right into it, starting with the Cardinals. Yeah, not great. Not a great year. Very underwhelming, especially after last season. I'm going to have to give them an F. Well, actually a D. The Falcons are also a D. Yeah, D. The Ravens, C. They did not play very. They had a very underwhelming year. The Bills, probably a B. They had everything going for them in the playoffs, still couldn't win. The Panthers, I'm going to give them a C. The Bears, definitely a B. The Bengals, yeah, they're going to get a D. The Browns, yeah, they're going to be like right on the edge of D. Maybe beginning F. I'm gonna put them at the beginning of F. The Cowboys, they're gonna get a D. The Broncos, they're getting an A, especially after last season, making the playoffs, and then losing in the first round to winning the division, getting the 1 seed, and making it all the way to the AFC Championship game. So definitely an A season. The Lions, very underwhelming this year. I'll put them ahead of the Ravens. The Packers, another pretty underwhelming year, especially after getting Micah Parsons. They were expected to be a Super Bowl favorite, and they only went 9-7-1. Now, granted, he did get hurt towards the end of the season, but the Packers were already kind of iffy already. They weren't as good as they should have been. The Texans, I gotta put them at the edge of B, but they need to start getting higher than the divisional round. They need to make an AFC Championship game, because the way they have been playing, they have not made any progress. They haven't regressed, but they haven't gotten better either. So they're just staying right the same, which is making it to the divisional round every year. The Colts, yeah, they had a great year until they didn't. I'll put them right here. I'll give them a C. The Jaguars, definitely a B. Yeah, we'll give them a B. We'll put them behind the Texans, though, since the Texans did get better than them. Chiefs, definitely a D. That was very underwhelming, which is a good thing. I was glad the Chiefs were not doing very good, but yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad. The Chargers, they'll get a C. They'll be ahead of both. The Rams, they'll get a B. Go right here. The Raiders are getting an F. The Dolphins, F. The Vikings, C. They actually did manage to beat the Lions twice, so we ought to put them ahead of the Lions. Patriots, definitely an A. The Saints, I'm gonna put them actually at the end, at the beginning of D, just because I think the Saints are gonna be really good next year. I think they can make the playoffs, and they finished the year very strong. So I'll put them at a D, at the beginning of D. The Giants, yeah, they're getting an F. They'll be probably ahead of the Browns. The Jets are absolutely getting an F. They had probably the worst year, and the worst thing is they're not even going to get the worst draft pick, the best draft pick, but they arguably had the worst year possible, and yet they still managed to do more, to do good enough to not get the 1 seed, to not get the first overall pick, which is crazy. The Eagles, I'm going to be pretty harsh. And I'm actually going to give a C, just because they should have. Alright, the Eagles I'm going to give a C just because they should have done better than they did, and they didn't. And yeah, I'm going to give a C. The Eagles, I would have given a B, but they completely disappointed me. The Steelers, I mean, we did win the division back-to-back years, but other than that, not great. The Steelers, same thing every year. I'll put them ahead of the Packers. They get a C. The Seahawks, absolutely an A. The 49ers, actually, we'll put there. The 49ers, for as crazy the year they'll have, I'm actually going to give them an A too. They'll be at the edge of A, but I'm going to give them an A because despite all their injuries, they still managed to go 12-5 and make it to the divisional round before getting blown out by Seattle. So, good job. The Buccaneers, yeah, they're gonna be kind of at the edge. They didn't even win. Actually, they didn't even win the division. So they'll actually go, honestly, they'll go right here. Now I'll put them ahead of the Colts there. The Titans, yeah, F. The Commanders, D. Probably right here. Alright, so this is my rankings to the end of next season. This is my rankings for this season. I'll put up a screen shot of my other rankings and seeing who kind of went up and down based off of last season, because I did this last year. So let's see. But anyway, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Haven't posted in a few weeks. So that will hopefully change, but in the coming weeks. But yeah. Hit 500 subscribers, so we're just on the road to 600 now, so let's see how fast we can get there. But yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.